Hello, I'm Jose from Grow Lucky Sweepstakes. Thank you for stopping by. This is a how-to-use guide of the weekly spreadsheet that I post with a bunch of free sweepstakes that are going on right now. Let's get started with where you could find it. First, you're going to go to patreon.com/growlucky. I have the link right here in the video in that far corner over there. And then you could also see it up there in the browser. Once you get to the page, if it's your first time here, you're going to decide whether you want to join for free or choose to opt in for one of the paid memberships. The difference between joining for free or opting in for the paid memberships is that with the paid memberships, you get more sweepstakes in their weekly spreadsheet. You also get access to tools that'll help you enter sweepstakes a little bit faster. Some of them also include early admission. For example, this one here, you get access 2 days earlier. That would allow you to enter daily sweepstakes at least 2 more times compared to everyone. Currently, there's a few different tiers, them offering a little bit more sweepstakes in their weekly spreadsheet. My goal is to increase the number of sweepstakes that I offer in all of those, including the free version, here in the near future. The spreadsheets become available each week on Sunday at midnight Central Standard Time, except for the Weekend Warrior, which you get 2 days earlier on Friday at midnight. To download each weekly spreadsheet, you're going to go ahead and go down to recent posts. And here you'll see the date, the most recent one posted on. You're going to go ahead and open it up. Once you open it up, you'll see some details such as how many sweepstakes there are for each of your categories. You also see how to use video link, just if you're not familiar with the spreadsheet. And then you'll also see like any notes of any things that are up and coming. You'll see 2 attachments for the free version. One of them is the weekly spreadsheet, and then the other one is the winning tracking spreadsheet. Go ahead and click on the weekly spreadsheet to download it and then save it to your computer. Once that downloads and you open it up, this is what you'll see. Let's break it down. Up at the top, up on the left, you have a field for you to enter today's date, just in case when you open this, it's not the date that it was released. Under that, you see a sweepstakes count. You also see the number of sweepstakes in each of different categories. And then over here on the right, you'll see a few tips and then some guidance. Let's break down the columns. Let's start with the first column, the completed yes no column. This column is for you to be able to keep track of all the sweepstakes that you enter. You could put N for no, or you could put no in there and it'll stay red. And then if you put yes or a Y in there, it'll change to green. And that will be for you to recognize that it's completed and you entered it, so you won't enter it twice or waste your time on it. To change it back in case you made a mistake, you just type N or no in there and it'll change it for you. The next column is the sweepstakes name column, and it says click name to enter. The ones that appear in purple means that they're new additions to the spreadsheet, and the ones that appear in black, those are ones from previous spreadsheets that carried over to this weekly spreadsheet. You just go ahead and click on any one of those names in that column, and then I'll go ahead and bring up the entry. I'm not going to do it because my internet is really slow and I'll just start jumping everywhere. The next column is the reference number. This is a number that will appear on social media posts in order for you to be able to reference any sweepstakes that you see outside of the spreadsheet. Next is the rules click to open column. Here you'll find the rules. If they have an individual rule page, they'll appear in blue and they'll be clickable. If they don't have an individual rule page, they'll say rules/terms on sweepstakes page, and then I'll point to the link. Sometimes they open right within the entry page and they aren't their own separate link. And then there's also some in here. I identified the ones that don't have rules, and then I just put none. The next column is the closing date. This is when the sweepstakes closes. This is the last day to enter. Next to that, you'll see the days left column. Here you'll see how many days are left to enter that sweepstakes. But first, once you get in here, you're going to want to go ahead and update that date to whatever today's date is. For example, this spreadsheet was created on the 12th, but today is the 18th. And once I update that, you'll see that the days left column updates to show you which ones you can no longer enter. You should be able to enter any that are above a 0. So anything that still has, like for example, a 1. This one still has 1 day left to enter. And then there's also a difference in color. The reds mean that you have at most 3 days to enter left. The yellow means you have up to a week to enter. and then any greens mean that you have more than a week to enter. The next column is the entry frequency column. Here you'll be able to see whether you could enter that sweepstakes once, or daily, or monthly, or weekly, or unlimited, or whatever it is. I try to put in there as much detail as I could, even going down to the dailies to let you know whether you need to wait 24 hours before entering again, or if it's per calendar day. Next to that is the instant prizes column. Here you'll be able to identify any sweepstakes that have an instant prize. You'll be able to win something right there and then, and it'll look like this. It'll say yes, and it'll be highlighted. The next column is the restrictions notes column. Here you'll be able to see if there's any location restrictions, such as certain states not being allowed to enter, or there's age restrictions. You'll see location restrictions in red, you'll see age restrictions in purple, and then any notes you'll see in black. And then if there's any sweepstakes with locations that they're only open, you'll see those in green. The age restriction column is going to show you whether or not an age is stated for the minimum entry age. Next to that is the prize category. Here you'll be able to see the category of the prize, whether it's a trip or an electronic or a car. You'll be able to distinguish that here, and then they're all color coded for you to more easily recognize whatever you're looking for. In the prize description column, you'll be able to see the prizes for that sweepstakes. In blue, you'll be able to see the number of sweepstakes prizes that are the same in that sweepstakes. For example, this one has a 3 in it, so that means they're giving away 3 Apple iPhone 16, 3 individual. And then you'll also be able to see how many additional prices they are and what they are. If it doesn't, you'll see something that says more or other. Next to that, you'll see the total winners column. Here you'll see how different winners there are for each of the sweepstakes. The following one is the drawing date, the contact date as well. For these, I only included these if they were instructions. I do put a note up here. If it's stated in the rules on or about estimated by this date, but it's not always exact, but it's what's stated in here. You'll be able to see when drawings happen. If there's a drawing date, maybe there's multiple drawings, I also included that in there. And then when you might be contacted by. The last column is the form of contact column, based on whatever the rule said, whether they're going to contact the winner by email, social media, phone, in person, whatever. If this is your first time using a spreadsheet, I do want to give you a few tips of how to use a spreadsheet. All of these columns are filterable so that you can search exactly what you're looking for and prioritize. For example, if I only wanted to a certain section, then I could go ahead and do that. And the way that I did that was click on this little drop down button right here. They all have it for you to filter it. Go ahead and click it, and then once it opens up down here in search, under the search field, you'll be able to see a button that will have everything selected hidden right now. And then you unselect that box, and then you select only what you see and leave blank what you don't want to see. And then once you want to activate everything again, go ahead and hit select all for them to all be checked on, and you hit OK, and then it'll make whatever change you make. If you needed to prioritize, perhaps I want to see the ones with the most number of total winners because that might increase my chances of actually winning anything, I can filter or sort by largest to smallest. That way I have the sweepstakes with the most winners up at the top. If maybe I only wanted to focus on the sweepstakes that are daily entries, something that I could enter every day, then I could go over here and just activate only the daily. And then it will only leave me with dailies. Some final thoughts. I just want to say thank you for taking the time to watch this video. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to me that you're interested in this product as well. Thank you. If you would like to like and subscribe or share it with anybody that you think it might interest, I would really appreciate that as well. It helps me a lot getting this out to as many people who it might benefit. I want to say thank you again. Thank you for your time, and I hope that this helps you out as it helps me out. I hope that you keep growing lucky. Please let me know if you win anything. I love to hear from you. Thank you.